Hey guys, I'm Little Art Demon and welcome to my channel.
And thank you so much for clicking on another video.
And today we have a video about the ancient art of fanfiction. I'll try to keep this intro short, but in this video I'll ramble a little bit about my story with fanfics, I'll talk to you about the one I'm writing, and yes, it is Good Omens related, and I'll also share with you the good things that can come with fanfics. It's going to be more of a chill video, but I think it will be fun. It makes me laugh a lot at least. But before we get started, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you here with me. And now let's get started with the video. And today we will begin with a story of mine from some good years ago, almost a decade, when I was just about to enter my teenage years. I was with my cousin getting ready to go to school and she's on her phone reading something. I ask what it is and she says it's an app, it's called Wattpad. And so it began a journey of discovering a whole new world of stories. And among those stories there were some fanfics. I'm not gonna say they were good or bad as I don't remember a lot of them. They weren't the main type of stories I read. I really like to read horror stories. That's how I started to get into horror actually. But they were there and I did read a few. Some years later, into that world, I did start to write a few fanfics and even created some original characters in different universes and all of that. There's one fanfic in particular that has stuck with me through all these years because when I came up with that idea, I really liked it. The story was good and the characters too, and I ended up adapting it to be an original story. It worked because it practically didn't overlap with the original material, but I don't think I have talked about that story here, and I think I'll keep it that way at least for now. But that fanfic spirit got a little bit lost inside of me. I would still read some short fan comics, for example, of shows or movies, but I wasn't doing much more than that. At least until the day I watched Good Omens. That day, the fanfic writer inside my soul was summoned once more. I've made plenty of fan art as you can see here on the channel, and I also made some scenarios in my mind that could be fun to write about, namely in the AU's video where I look into Good Omens in different universes. And now I'm actually writing one, but more about that in a second. I have something else to talk first, and it is about how fanfics can be really helpful to develop your writing skills. Writing, just like drawing or any other skill, requires practice. I have a lot of story ideas that I would like to turn into books one day, but my writing isn't the best, I need to practice a lot. And I could do that with one of the ideas, but it's a lot of pressure. These stories have a special place in my heart because they were created by me. I want to write them well so that when other people read about these universes and characters they can enjoy it a lot. And I know that if I were to write them now, I wouldn't be able to achieve that. So what I need is practice, and what better way to practice than to write a fanfic? It feels more calm, like there isn't as much pressure to it. And I don't mean in any way that fanfic isn't real writing or story creation, because it is. The base material may be taken from an outside source, but it's still your brain that's putting your fanfic together and writing it. And that's why I think it's a great start for practicing. I've been meaning to practice my writing skills for a long time, and what I was going to do was to write short stories that could be read in 5 to 10 minutes about whatever theme I came up with. I was going to start doing those every other week or something like that, and I still like that idea. It's still a good writing exercise, but it didn't feel quite right. It's different to write a short story and to write a whole book. There are overlapping skills for sure, the way you catch the attention of the reader is one of them, but a lot of other things I needed to work on weren't included in that. So when I had the brilliant idea for a Good Omens fanfic, it was the perfect way to work on those skills. I namely have trouble with organizing my ideas, writing drafts and also skipping the unimportant parts. For some weird reason I just write everything that happens, no time skips, and sometimes there's just nothing going on. So this story was perfect to practice that. I've already organized most of the ideas, there's maybe 10 chapters left to plan, and I'm starting to write the story already. But the point is, if you want to practice your writing skills with something with less pressure, I'd recommend a fanfic. And not just your writing skills, if you have trouble with world building, you can always just create an AU on a world that you'd like to work on. And the fanfic can be about anything, pick a show, a movie, a book, a game, whatever you want. Make it a continuation, a prequel, an AU, a side story, an alternative story, a crossover with original characters mixed in or not. There are infinite options when it comes to fanfic, and the best thing is the limits are almost non-existing. There are a few limits that shouldn't be crossed, but for the most part you can write whatever you'd like. And whether you write it for yourself or if you decide to post it, doesn't matter, your skills will be developed either way. And it can be really fun to write about a world you already like. It's like that world expands a little bit with everyone's contribution, and I think that's beautiful. But now, at last, let me tell you about the fanfic I'm currently working on and will hopefully come out soon. This fanfic in question is about Good Omens, of course it is, there was no other possible choice. But this isn't just a Good Omens fanfic, it takes inspiration from another story as well. I'm still thinking about the title for the fic, I'm awful at picking names, but this idea came to me last year, a little bit before Christmas, so let me tell you how it happened. I was just chilling and looking on YouTube to find something to watch, and I like to watch a lot of reactions videos to movies, and at that time of the year there were a lot of Christmas movie reactions. I came upon one that was about the movie Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas. Very random movie, I know, but it reminded me of Beauty and the Beast. I liked the Disney movie, I watched it when I was a kid, but then I remembered the book my cousin had. It wasn't a Disney version and I don't remember the author, so I can't tell you the name of the book. But I remember that it was closer to the original sources of the fairy tale. There was a monster that was cursed by a witch until he found true love, and the monster has a beautiful garden. Belle asks her father to bring her a flower, but he grabs one from that garden and gets caught by the monster. Then Belle has to go there, switches with her father, falls in love with the beast, and all of that story that we all know. But I vividly remember that for that book in specific, the beast was a huge black snake. And then it clicked in my brain. Beauty and the Beast and you. It makes so much sense in my mind you have no idea. I won't give you any spoilers, but I would like to introduce you to this world. Aziraphale works in a library with his helper Muriel. One day they need to go on a trip to some nearby cities and Aziraphale asks them to bring some plants, flowers or even seeds for the library. They decide to go flower picking in the most beautiful garden they've ever seen, but unfortunately that garden belongs to a giant black and red snake with yellow eyes. After Muriel's return getting delayed by a few days, Aziraphale starts to worry if something happened. And that's all I'm going to say about the plot. That's how it starts, that's the very beginning of the story. There are no angels or demons, they are all human, and then there's Crowley, you don't know what he is yet. You'll have to read it to find out eventually. In terms of setting, it will be in the great land of historical fanfiction that does not take place in any specific time or space. Historical accuracy left the chat pretty much. I tried to make some mental rules, but it's not accurate to anything really. They don't have electricity or cars and the clothes aren't modern, but there aren't any more rules than that. It's the great land of historical fanfiction and that is a lawless place. The vibe of the story will be very soft, mostly focusing on the main relationship, but there will be some angst and drama of course. I think overall it's cute and sweet but with some sprinkles of trauma on top. And the speed paint of this video is the cover of the fanfic. I'm going to make a few drawings per chapter, or at least I'll die trying. That probably means a few more videos here for you with more speed paints and rambles. But stay tuned because when the first chapter is up, I'll tell you for sure. It will be posted on Archive of Our Own, most likely, but I think that's it for today. Fanfic is something that I feel gets a lot of crap, but it can be such a good thing. But thank you for being here with me today. It's always great to have you here listening to my rambles. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. I love to have you join the channel. And let me know in the comments if you ever read or wrote a fanfic. But thank you again so much for watching, I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!